Chalmette High School on this fall day in November. Our Terrific Teens gathering is a wonderful ceremony because it gives us an opportunity to recognize students who have been singled out for many different reasons. A terrific teen has to be specifically nominated by a teacher for this award, and the teacher can only nominate one student. As you will hear and read, the reason for each nomination must be expressed in writing by the teacher. A terrific teen may be the best student or the hardest worker, the student who has always done his best or is now beginning to do his best, the student who has a great attitude or has the most talent. In short, there are many avenues to becoming a terrific teen. And whatever your nomination is for, congratulations, because you are one of only a few people who can say they were terrific teens. I want to thank you, the parents and grandparents, for sending your students to Chalmette High School. We truly have an extraordinary student body, and it is because of your efforts at home that they are here this morning. So thank you for sending your student to us. Our speaker today is Mrs. Kelly Watson, an assistant principal here at Chalmette High School and a former terrific teen.
Welcome parents, family members, and students to our Fall 2014 Terrific Teen Ceremony. At Chalmette High School, the Terrific Teen program is just one of the many ways that teachers and administrators seek to reward students for positive behavior. As you will soon see, recognition for the Terrific Teen Award is given for many reasons, each as unique as the person who receives it. Some students have been chosen as a terrific teen for performing outstanding deeds, some for always choosing to do the right thing, some for their selflessness to always lend a helping hand, and others for remarkable academic or behavioral improvement throughout the semester. One common trait among all of these students is that the Terrific Teen brings our school's motto to life, embodying respectfulness, responsibility, and positivity. J.C. Watts said, "Character is doing the right thing when nobody's looking." The Terrific Teen program seeks to remind our students that people are watching, and we acknowledge these 63 students for truly being students of great character. Students, I urge you to continue doing what is right, and I thank you for being such great role models to fellow students. I also would like to thank the parents and family members who have served as an influential role in each of these students' lives. I know you must be proud of your student, and so are we. Thank you for coming.
Dr. Donald Duplantier, who has been part of Terrific Kids and Terrific Teens since its inception here in St. Bernard Parish, we'd like to ask Dr. Duplantier to come up and talk a little bit about our sponsors who are with us today.
Thank you, Mr. Warner. Let me introduce myself. I'm with the St. Bernard Area Kiwanis Club. We have Mr. Terrence Petrie with us today, and also Ms. Shirley Pichon, our past president. Also, Ms. Dorothy Hills is with Chalmette Refinery, and she's going to be saying a few words after me. So we started Terrific Kids about 22 years ago, I think. Mr. Warner just asked me, and Terrific Teens is an offshoot of that. How many of you guys were Terrific Kids? So, you know, the program, and to tell the parents and grandparents and so on, at the high school and the middle school level, we only do it twice a year. So you're looking at one of the group that's going to be selected this year. So you can, like Mr. Warner said, you can feel very good about that. At the grammar school level, we kind of do it monthly to recognize more kids. But the program was started primarily to put a program into the public school system where we could pat kids on the back and motivate kids to do good. And that's what it's been all about. And it's been a really great program. It's more or less feeds itself now. I mean, I can go into like I'm shopping or in a grocery store or something, and a kid will run up to me and say, "Oh, you're the terrific kid, man," or whatever. So it's interesting, you know. But it's been really a powerful program, and even at the high school level, some of you guys will, you know, be writing for college and so on, and you put it on your resume or whatever that you're a terrific teen. Now, just remember that terrific teen only exists in St. Bernard Parish. Okay. Terrific Kids is an international program all over the world, but Terrific Teens is unique to us. We kind of started that. So don't expect other people to know about it outside of St. Bernard, okay? But it's a great thing to be able to be recognized. My daughter last night was recognized at a ceremony at a different school, and as a parent or grandparent, it's unique and it's motivational to see your child do the right thing. And I get a little emotional sometimes, so don't worry about that. But as you get older, you'll realize that happens. But the thing for you guys, what I want you to feed off of, is really a direct message to you guys is, you know, pat yourself on the back, take a breath, and say, hey, man, this is pretty good. Because you got a long, long way to go, okay? This is high school, and there's a long way to go. And there's going to be a lot of trials and a lot of tribulations and a lot of choices. You know, Mr. Warner's famous, saying about the choices you make today, what it does tomorrow. And so it's important to feed off of the positives that happen in your life, because there's going to be a lot of negatives. So keep these little booklets and read them later on when there's a tough day. Because when things are said good about you, you want to keep that, you know, in your list. So that's what I want the program to do. I want the program to motivate you. And, you know, we live in a real tricky time right now. You know, put one wrong thing on Facebook and you're pretty much ruined. So think about those decisions before you make them. And remember that life, one thing that I've learned is life is a real long time. When I was your age, I was in a big hurry to finish high school, finish college, and get out and make money. You know, that was kind of my goals, which were probably pretty wrong, but that's kind of what it was. Most of us grow up fairly challenged economically, and none of us are really, really rich. So we want to achieve, and we want to, you know, achieve and do the right thing and so on. And that's important, but take your time, make your decisions, and make sure you're doing something that you want to do, that you really like in your life, because if you don't, you're going to have to back up later on, okay? So I would tell you to definitely take your time. Even if it takes you 6 years to get through college, that's no big deal to me, as long as you're making the right decision, what you're doing. And be prepared to not only go to college, but to go to graduate school or some kind of professional school, because that's what it's going to take nowadays, okay? My son is 30 years old. He's still in school. He's a 5-year resident orthopedic surgeon. And he's about had enough, of course. But he's going to do one more year next year, do a fellowship in Texas. And so he's going to put his earning potential off one more year. But that's what it takes nowadays, okay? And the last thing I'm going to tell you is don't forget about your buddies and your peers and so on, because life's important for you to achieve and be successful. But without helping others, it doesn't mean a whole lot. And that's what Kiwanis is about, and that's what about community service and so on, is to give back, and always remember that. So Ms. Dorothy Hills from Chalmette Refining. Chalmette Refining has been with us pretty much from the beginning. Maybe the second year we started, they came along, and they give us $10,000 a year to help us do all the things that we do with Terrific Kids and Terrific Teens and so on. So without this corporate sponsorship, we could not have all the nice things. And not only do we get the sponsorship financially, but we get the personal relationship with Dorothy Hills. She's a local girl, local lady, and a role model for all you guys. Okay, thank you much.
First of all, I'd like to say good afternoon and congratulations to all of our terrific teens today. It's always a pleasure for me to come back to Chalmette High. I know some of you may have heard me say in time past that all 3 of my kids actually graduated from Chalmette High School, and I'm very proud of that fact. I also want to just reemphasize some of the things that were said earlier, that it is important that you realize that you are the best of the best, that you continue to make good decisions, that you stick to the decisions that you make, and as Dr. Don says, don't forget to help someone else. When you're climbing up that ladder, don't forget to reach down and pull someone else up with you. I want to ask all of you who were terrific kids to please stand at this time. Now I want to ask that everyone stand, because you all were evidently terrific kids. You may not have received the recognition at that time, but just know that if you had not been a terrific kid, you would not be here today. Look around at the people that are being acknowledged and honored with you today. Look up in the audience at your parents and the family members who are here today. Look up on the stage at the people, your principal and assistant principals who have supported you and who've always encouraged you to do the right thing, and know that it has all worked for your good. So as you look around at your parents when you go home this afternoon, give them a big hug and thank them for being here today, because we don't take it lightly. They're taking time out of their busy schedule to come out and support you. We encourage you, parents, that whenever your students are being acknowledged or doing something in this fashion, that please make every effort to be here, because it means a lot to them. And, you know, I'm just so happy that you have taken time out today. So on behalf of Chalmette Refining, I'd like to say once again, congratulations not only to the students who are being honored today, but to the parents and family members who are here to partake also. To Mr. Warner and his staff, we thank you very much for helping to put the program together here at some of the schools, because it's not mandatory that they have it, but because it's as important to Mr. Warner and his staff as it is to Chalmette Refining and the Kiwanis that we have another way of acknowledging you all. He doesn't think it robbery to have this time set aside to honor you. So once again, I say congratulations and thank you.
Hey, Ms. Carol Munt, one of my assistant principals also. She will present the students, and our whole group here will actually present the certificates today. So, Ms. Munt.
Thank you. Good morning. It's my pleasure to present each student to you this morning and read for you what the teacher wrote about him or her in recognizing him or her as a terrific teen, and we're very proud of our students. So each one will cross the stage and you'll have a chance to see why all of these students are terrific teens. Are y'all ready? Okay. Suzanne Abdel Aziz comes to class prepared and ready to learn. She always asks important, clarifying questions so that she can produce her best work. She is helpful and wears a smile inside and outside the classroom. Brandon Adams is such a joy to have in physical education class. He is very enthusiastic about playing sports and is always eager to help other students. He enjoys participating, and I love the spirit he brings to our class. Matthew Augusto has proven his dedication not only to his education through his honor level grades, but his involvement in CHS. He is both class and student council officer, is involved in CHS Live's productions, and is a varsity member of the wrestling team. He has also led spirit activities for games and has served actively to support Owl Week and Prom Committee. Brent Bailey is a student who always does whatever is expected of him with no complaints, and who strives to get better every day. Brent leads by example. Kayla Bartholomew is a well-rounded, responsible young lady. She leads herself and her peers to excellence and always exhibits a positive attitude. Jonathan Bowden is one of the most independent swimmers I have had the pleasure of teaching. He is never tardy for practice, always brings his materials, and works well with lane partners. Once told to do a task, he does so without complaint. I can count on him to loyally represent CHS. Rodney Burke is an amazing kid. He is positive, happy, and smart. He is eager to learn and is very savvy with computers, which makes my life so easy. I love having him in my class, and I know that he will go far in life. Julio Cabrera is my shining star in fourth hour. I admire his dedication and focus in and out of class. Although he was sidelined from his starting position on the football team by an injury, he has steadfastly reported to practice in his wheelchair and has made up all of his missed work. Allison Carlisle is an extremely hardworking and intelligent student who brings respect, integrity, and dedication to every class. Her insight and motivation to succeed always push me to be a better teacher. Giselle Carvajal is a bright, motivated, and hardworking young lady. She belongs to numerous organizations here at school, including Beta Club, Interact, Youth Run NOLA, and PBIS. Giselle truly enjoys being of service, and any teacher would be lucky to have her as a student. Shelby Christmas is an excellent student. She works very hard throughout the entire class period. She answers questions appropriately and always turns in her assignments in a timely manner. More importantly, she willingly helps other students, and many students have raised their scores with her help. Jermaine Coart is a new student at CHS, but she is so positive and hardworking that she even comes in after school to help her classmates. It is a pleasure to have her in class. Jonathan Cucci is one of the most remarkable students I have had the pleasure of teaching. He is mature and reflective beyond his years and is already an outstanding humanitarian. His willingness to help others is his greatest strength. He always finds a way to maintain a balance of school, family, extracurricular activities, as well as devoting time to community service causes. Brandon Donnenfelser has made great strides in the classroom this school year. He maintains a positive attitude and works hard on all assignments. Kernesha Dupard comes to class with a positive attitude and is willing to go above and beyond when it is asked of her. She is a joy to have in my classroom. Brianna England is an ideal student who works hard, helps her classmates, and is always respectful. In addition to being academically focused, she serves her school and community through her involvement as a Key Club member and other community service. Anthony Evans is a very hardworking young man. He is a dedicated person, not only as an athlete, but also in his schoolwork. It is truly a pleasure to work with him. Ronald Fay has demonstrated a positive attitude and a willing spirit to face new challenges. He is always helpful to his classmates and teachers. It has been an absolute pleasure to work with him and see him succeed. Alyssa Gambarella is a very respectful and responsible student. She is an awesome example of what an outstanding student should be. Alyssa is positive and kind to all. Casey Gank is an outstanding student as well as a kind and respectful young lady. While Casey is shy and not one to draw attention to herself, one cannot fail to notice that she is very positive and polite and gets along well with her peers. I enjoy having Casey in my class. Tommy Hall is a bright, inquisitive young man who likes to question everything I say. He is a critical thinker with a strong value system, and he pushes everyone around him to have an open mind and examine other perspectives. I cannot wait to see what we will learn from each other this year. Erica Hernandez is a very responsible ninth grader who has quietly made her mark as an active member of the Book Chat Club. Erica is always pleasant, polite, and helpful, and she seems to genuinely enjoy being of service. Norma Hernandez is a very dedicated student and is always striving to improve. She not only makes sure to turn in her best work, but she encourages her classmates and helps them to better understand the material. Shane Hustis is an all-around good teen. He is consistently willing to help others with difficult concepts with digital media. He shows a creativity in his thought process and which allows him to look to multiple solutions for problems. He always comes to class with a happy attitude and willingness to learn. Aziza Hanawi not only excels academically, but is involved in a variety of clubs and activities at CHS. She is a leader among her peers, a very talented artist, and was even designated the artistic head of the sophomore class for Owl Week. She is truly terrific. Mai Lin Hong is an amazing young lady who always has the best attitude. She is very helpful and is a pleasure to be around. I am so happy that she is in my class. Bridget Hohense is an incredibly sweet and caring young lady who works very hard and never complains about anything. This semester, her understanding of algebra has grown tenfold, and she is always willing to explain her insights to help others. Bridget's happy attitude makes me smile. Ava Hollingsworth impresses me on a daily basis, both academically and all around. Her compassion and generosity are evident, and she comes to school every day prepared and ready to learn. She has exceeded my expectations of a student by far. Ava is the reason why I love doing what I do. Paige Judavine is a very special student who is a pleasure to teach. She is an outstanding young woman who strives to learn all that she can. With her unique gifts and dedication, I know that she will enjoy future success. Jesse Kindler is a personable, self-motivated student who goes out of his way to acknowledge students in the special education class. He is the most polite and helpful young man who is always willing to help anyone. Gabrielle Kircham is always respectful, responsible, and positive. She is most helpful, and I know that I can count on her to do the right thing. Each day, she shows herself to be a diligent student and earns her good grades. Madison Lawrence is always cheerful, polite, kind, and respectful. She shows up each day prepared, smiling, ready to work, and happy to assist other students. She possesses a joy of learning and love of literature that is rare. Madison is an ideal student and a great kid. Cliff Rodriguez is a very respectful young man who is a pleasure to have in class. Cliff has a wonderfully energetic personality and positive attitude that brightens my day. Caleb Lund is always respectful, responsible, and positive. He works diligently and is always willing to help others. He is a very caring young man with a fabulous sense of humor. DeAndre Major possesses such a strong love for Chalmette High School. I truly appreciate the deep pride she takes in being an owl. She is an amazing young woman who has contributed to our school in many positive ways, and she will be missed when she graduates. Wanya Major is always respectful, responsible, and positive. He asks questions and works hard to succeed, no matter the task. He balances schoolwork, college applications, and a full-time job. He is truly terrific. Miranda Martinez is a very hardworking, determined young lady. Miranda sets ambitious goals for herself and does not stop until she has achieved them all. Madeline McKelvey is a great student. She always completes her work well. She even goes above and beyond expectations to complete extra credit projects. Sarah Mellerine is a student who possesses a can-do attitude, and she is always respectful, responsible, and positive. Sarah is a pleasure to work with, and she puts a smile on my face every day. Jenna Miserandino has grown into a beautiful, talented young lady in 4 short years here at Chalmette High School. Jenna has been graced with intelligence and talent that will ensure a successful future ahead. What a great privilege it has been to witness Jenna's journey. Brittany Moore is an enthusiastic learner who shows perseverance in all that she does. She tackles new challenges seriously, eagerly, and with a positive attitude. Kelsey Morales is always willing and ready to positively contribute to our class discussion and environment. Her work ethic is second to none and exemplified daily in class. She has set some lofty goals for herself, and no one can argue that she is fully capable of reaching each and every one. Johnny Wynn is a breath of fresh air. He is a student who drives himself and is always on task, fully participating and helping his fellow classmates. I am thrilled at the opportunity to teach such a delightful young man. Cody Nussbaum is a delight to have in class. He always comes prepared and ready to work. His tests are a joy to grade. He is so precise. Cody will go far in life. Sarah O'Neill is an exemplary yet modest student who always strives for greater achievement. She is not only a highly perceptive and inquisitive learner, but also a natural leader amongst her peers. Sarah is an asset to our class. Adriana Paradin greets everyone with a smile and a kind word. She comes to class prepared, participates willingly, and completes all assignments on time, if not before they are due. She is respectful, responsible, and hardworking. Her great attitude brightens the day of those who are around her. Courtney Polipovich is a model student. She completes all of her homework, comes to class ready to work every day, and behaves maturely. Tyler Reese is a hardworking and dedicated student. He willingly seeks out extra help to ensure that he is successful at school. I am very proud of Tyler's work in school, as well as all that he does to help our athletic programs. Stephen Schwartz is a friendly and enthusiastic student who is fully involved in life at Chalmette High School. Although a freshman, he is already an active member of both the CHS Band and the Book Chat Club. With his many talents and natural leadership ability, I expect Stephen to go far. Shelby Siano is a wonderful young lady who is always positive, respectful, and responsible in and out of class. She never shies away from helping out her peers or teachers, and she applies the same effort and enthusiasm to her personal, academic, and extracurricular pursuits. She is a credit to each of us here at CHS, and she is an exemplary member of the CHS Voices as well. Macy Seven is a delightful student whom I look forward to seeing each morning. Her bubbly personality, positive attitude, self-motivation, and determination to always do her best are just a few of the inspiring qualities she possesses. It is both encouraging and uplifting to have Macy in my calculus class. Brianna Sims is a real leader who is not only willing to help other students, but she steps in quickly and delivers quality assistance. Brianna is always prepared and serves as a wonderful example for her peers. Louisa Sloan is a sweet and hardworking student. She is always polite and quietly completes all assigned tasks. She is a pleasure to teach. Haley Stabinski is a hard worker who always strives to do her best. She is willing to help her peers to understand any of the material that we cover in class. She is a wonderful role model, and I expect great things from her in the future. Natalie Sterling is always respectful. She never hesitates to step forward to help those around her, and she sets a great example for her peers. Myron Tabata is always offering to help both the teacher and other students. He is respectful, responsible, polite, and has a great sense of humor. He is always on task in class and never misses homework assignments. Aaliyah Trosclair is one of the most dedicated and hardworking students I have ever met. Her optimism, joyous attitude, and concern for those around her never fail to brighten my day. She is truly a joy to have in class and is the epitome of a respectful, responsible, and positive student. Jeremiah Wallace is truly a role model for his peers. He has a long history of school involvement and high achievement. He comes to school with a positive disposition. I feel lucky to have him in class. Breanne Wright is a wonderful student and person. She always participates in class activities and is willing to help any student in need without hesitation or complaint. She is attentive, respectful, positive, and always has a smile on her face. Savannah Yusuf comes to class every day with an outstanding attitude and ready to work. While she is a very quiet young lady, she actively participates and is a pleasure to have in class. She epitomizes what Terrific Teen is all about. Her parents should be very proud of her. I know I am. And Lily Zwank is a great student. Intelligent, kind, considerate, and thoughtful are just a few of the positive things that I can say about Lily. She is truly an impressive young lady with an incredibly bright future ahead of her. It is a genuine pleasure to be able to teach her. I have learned so much from her. One more big round of applause for our terrific teens for the fall semester. Now, terrific teens, you have a lot to live up to. Continue that tradition that you set for yourselves this semester. Congratulations to each of you.
My congratulations to you. We have a few people that we need to thank this morning, and I just would hold your applause till we announce all of them, and then maybe we give them one round of applause. I'd like to thank our librarians, Mrs. Peggy Schwartz and Ms. Brenda Boulware. They kind of get this thing together for us, and it takes a lot of work to do it, and they do a great job of it. I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Kassar. Mr. Kassar joined us a few minutes ago, and he's seated up at the he's seated on the stage at this point. They help us with all types of things dealing with this, including upstairs when you go eat. Mrs. Kassar will be kind of our hostess up there. We have our school ambassadors who have helped us today, and they help us in all the activities that we have, and we could not operate without their help. We have our cafeteria ladies who prepared the food. We have our benefactors through the Kiwanis Club. They have truly become involved in our school, and we appreciate that. And their organization sponsors our Key Club, and they do a lot of other things for us, and we really do appreciate their efforts. They're a hands-on group. They're here. They work with the kids, and it's nice to see adults give their time to do that. And I'd like to thank Chalmette Refining. Chalmette Refining has been a good partner. They sponsor things like this, and we appreciate the fact that they have an interest in the community that they serve. So with that, we'd like to thank those people today. Let's give them a round of applause.